Maruti 800, a car which has a special place in the heart of every Indian. The car which put India on wheels. I'm sure हम सबके दिमाग में, हम सबके दिल में एक special memory तो होगी minimum Maruti 800 की. And today in this video, I have a very special 800. This is a 1995 SB308, and the fun fact is that this car is still running on its original paint after 28 years. So first of all, we have the owner of the car with us, Saurabh Pawar. And Saurabh, thank you so much for getting the car for the shoot.
No problem.
So tell us something about yourself. What do you do? What other cars do you have?
As Pat said, my name is Saurabh and I work in an insurance broking firm. So there are multiple cars in my family. So our daily drivers are the XUV 300 and the Amaze largely. And when it comes to older cars, this is the one which you are seeing. Additionally, we have a W124 Mercedes and a Tata Indica as well.
And you also have a Vento, I guess.
Yeah, Vento also. And
that's quite a collection, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I won't call it a collection because we use our cars, so it's needed.
Oh, nice, nice. So, tell us the story of this car. Kahan se mili? How did you acquire it? Like, when did you decide to buy an 800?
So I will tell you, so the W124 was the entry to the classic car motoring for us. So after 1 year of ownership of the 124, we started looking for 800s. The story behind 800 was my aunt used to have a Maruti 800, 1986 model. Actually, she had booked the SS80, the earlier one.
Okay.
But she got an allotment for the SB308 because of the waiting period. And that car was the 20th SB308 in the country. It came with a sticker as well.
Okay, okay.
So they had that car from 86 to 2008. Later, the car was unfortunately scrapped. But we suddenly had a moment that yes, this car is a important car in the family, because when my parents got engaged, when my uncle got engaged, they came home in that 800.
Oh, nice.
So that was the memory behind it. So we started looking for similarly spec cars, and we found this car in Pune. And it's not the exact spec, but it kind of relates to the spec which my aunt had. So we decided to get this car.
So very nostalgic value you guys have for this car.
Indeed,
right?
indeed.
So can I just open the bonnet and see?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely carburetor. Seeing this after years.
Yeah.
Such a compact engine bay. यहाँ पे खाली खाली जगह है. You can probably put a turbo if you want. नहीं, वो सब नहीं.
We can actually. Not in this car though.
So how has the maintenance been like? It's easy to maintain, difficult to maintain. Parts मिल जाते हैं, क्या scene है?
Parts is not a problem with this car. The only thing is, since it's a carbureted car, you have to be very choosy about your mechanics.
Okay.
Because if a wrong mechanic works on the car will not run right. Thankfully, I got a very good mechanic who have worked on this car, and one of my friends as well.
Okay.
His name is Nikhil. So this car is now running very nicely. And it's all about how the carburetor is tuned. There are only 2-3 basic parts, major parts actually.
Yeah.
So the carburetor, the fuel pump and the coil, these are the major parts which keeps the car running. And apart from that, there is anything complicated.
So it's very easy to maintain this car वैसे, if you find a good guy. So basically, if someone wants to buy this car today also, something similar, so he can easily restore it if he wants.
Yeah, he can restore it. But I would suggest to go for an MPFI version, because if he cannot find a good mechanic in his area, then he can get a MPFI car which everybody has worked on in his or her life. So that is a better car to own in my opinion. But if you have a connection with the carbureted version then there is no replacement.
I think इसका connection अलग है. इसमें जो feel आती है ना, that is unmatched.
The throttle response and everything is very sharp and very mechanical.
I drove the car in the morning to the shoot location. I was actually amazed. In fact, he was praising me कि मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा ही चला रहे हो गाड़ी. So I also used to have a similar 800, but उसकी story थोड़ी देर बाद बताता हूँ. Can I start the car and see?
Yeah, surely. Yeah.
Nice.
It will stall again.
Acha, you do it.
Since the carburetor, we have just worked on the carburetor.
Yeah.
It's yet to set properly.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
This sound brings back memories, because we used to have a similar 800 वो इतनी breakdown होती थी, उसको इतनी बार ऐसे start करते थे, and the engine sound is still etched in my mind.
Yeah, and no matter how you maintain it, the engine sound remains unchanged.
Yeah, it is exactly
in any
the same.
800.
Any idea what was the price of the car back then, brand new?
Brand new, it must be
2.5 lakhs or lesser?
No, in 95, no, I don't think so.
Lesser, na?
It should be lesser than 2 lakhs is what I think.
And what does your family think about this car? Like they've sat in so many modern cars, तो इसमें बैठ के कुछ अलग feel आती है क्या? कैसा लगता है?
In fact, me and my family have a very similar opinion about this car. When compared to modern standards, it is not a very comfortable car or not a very easy car to drive, in my opinion. But it is a very, very nice car to look at. You can sit and have a look at it for the whole day. And majorly it's because of the color which pops out.
The color and the size, it is so small. Like वो ज़माने में एकदम बड़ी लगती थी. This used to be the most advanced car of that time. Now it looks so small when you put it next to modern cars, even like the Kwid and the Alto. एकदम छोटी सी लगती है.
It's like a modern day Hot Wheels.
Yeah. But it is fun to drive for sure. Huh?
It is indeed.
Let's check out the interiors now.
Yeah, sure. So Parth, you can see the interior is largely unmolested.
Yeah.
Okay, we have not really touched the dashboard or the steering. Okay, and if you look at the main console, there is not much anything information which you are getting apart from the speedometer, the fuel and the temperature gauge.
That's it.
But
AC vents are placed over here.
yeah, this is the blower.
Controls.
Yeah, blower controls. In fact, the temperature gauge, I don't find it useful because you will directly feel the heat if something is happening rather than the gauge.
You said so close to the engine, man. There are no crumple zones in this car, no safety features.
You are the crumple zone right now.
Yeah, we are the airbags right. कुछ हुआ तो सीधा.
Yeah.
But no, very simple layout, and in fact, even today it feels actually comfortable to sit. The जो driving position है,
it's spot on.
Yeah, you can have a look at the whole bonnet over here. The panels are very thin, तो मतलब एकदम ऐसा toy जैसी feel आती है.
Right.
Thin steering wheel and all this is very nostalgic. Yes. The stocks.
In fact, even the horn, the original horn was not working. So what we did was we got the regular twin horn, removed one of the horns, and mimicked the original horn with a single horn.
That's so you've tried your best to make it as original as possible.
Yeah.
The number plates and the stickers, everything.
Right.
Nice. So this is the standard non-AC version. So you only have a blower and there's a basic audio system, Pioneer. That's about it. But I think it feels very functional.
It is.
उस ज़माने में जो गाड़ी आती थी उसके कंपैरिजन में तो काफी अच्छी थी ये.
It's a no-nonsense car.
Yeah.
It's all basic, straightforward, no cheating, nothing to hide.
So let's do one thing. Let's go for a drive in this car. तब थोड़ा और डिटेल में बात करते हैं.
Surely, Parth. Let's go.
So we are finally sitting in the car and I am driving a Maruti 800 after I think 12 years. मैंने मेरी गाड़ी last ड्राई थी 2011 में when we were just giving it off and उसके बाद तो मैंने चला ही नहीं 800 वैसे. Maybe in the newer version once, but ठीक है start करते हैं.
Long time.
Any tips for starting the car?
You have to use your throttle when you start the car since it's a carbureted car.
Okay.
Yes, more throttle. Yes. Not bad.
Thank you. ठीक है start करते हैं. We are in first gear and off we go.
Yeah. Feels good to be a passenger also.
Wow, this feels so familiar. The sound of the engine, the feel of the steering. Nice. So you tell me more. How is your usage pattern with this car? कहाँ चलाते हो सिटी में, हाईवे पे लॉन्ग ड्राइव किए कभी कोई?
So the long drive was on the day itself जब हमने गाड़ी खरीदी थी पुणे से. So पुणे से actually this is my brother's car, so he had purchased it. So we had gone with our Swift. So directly पुणे से गाड़ी खरीद कर मुंबई we had just driven it blindly.
Oh, nice.
We had no idea what the condition was and anything. We had just driven it and the car came flawlessly. And even in the Khandala Ghats, which are full of twisties, the car is so small, narrow, and a short wheelbase. The handling is fantastic. It's like a go-kart. So I remember we were just overtaking everything. So that was an experience. And so this is more of a Sunday car. And as you can see, the cabin is very small, so you can't take your family in it. But having breakfast runs on Sunday mornings, or going to meet other friends in our, or let's say a classic Maruti meets where others also have many small good Marutis. So we have regular meetups. So we go for small drives around Bombay, around town, and have a quick bite later on. That's what the car is about.
So tell me something that you really love the car and something that you think could be better, something you don't like about this car.
What I personally think is when this car was being developed, nobody used the word comfort or safety. So even the earlier models, I think only the deluxe models got seat belts in the front. Later it was standardized. But I think something like seat belts should have been standard in a Maruti 800 is what I think, considering the size and shape of it.
And like when you drive this car, do you enjoy the attention that you get from people, from enthusiasts, from cops, from everyone?
I do, everyone. And the funny thing is you get a positive attention from everyone. It could be a Mercedes-Benz owner or it could be someone riding a cycle. So because everyone at some point of life had the 800 in his or her life.
So it is very relatable for everyone because सबको लगता है कि मतलब हाँ 800 सबने own किए या तो experience किए.
It is indeed, because there are people who have come and told me that I had my first date in this car.
Okay,
so
okay.
It's a complete, so it has been a part of major events of the life for many people. As I had also told you that in many weddings or engagements or any major family functions, this car was used. What used to happen is, back in those days, not everyone used to have cars. In the whole joint family thing, only one of the two members, one of the few members used to have this car. So only one car used to be used for all the other functions. So that is why this car was very special. And if you look at the color from the outside, the red, it just pops out. So if you drive 800 with some other color, white or maybe it's a golden, it does get attention, but the way this color pops out, so it naturally attracts people. It's like a magnet.
Yeah, I think this is the best looking color on the 800. Even the model here is the best on this because the facelifted looked a little sober and somehow it did not evoke that original feel of the 800, the one which came after this, right?
Right.
So this one has that original Maruti wali feeling.
Right. And if you look at the car even from the outside, it's very well proportionate. The headlights, the tail lights, the wheels, the mirror size, everything is just perfectly spec'd on this car. So it is a very, good visual exercise to look at this car.
So what future plans do you have with this car? Any plans to modify it or keep it or sell it or get something else?
So future plans is, now I just want to make this car more and more better. So a few months back I got the suspension, not a suspension, the steering and the clutch plates overhauled. So right now, last week I have been working on the carburetor thing because it had a fueling issue. So right now the car is running without stalling at all. So my next step is overhauling the suspension. And then maybe a few cosmetic touches here and there yet again. Maybe new rims. But again, I will get the same 12-inch rims because I don't believe in extreme modifications. If I upsize the rims, that might put again some pressure on the suspension components and on the steering. And I don't want to put my car, such an old car, under stress. If it is running beautifully, it has to run that way. That is my opinion.
So now you have driven a lot of modern cars, You have driven manual, diesel, automatic, EV, everything.
Right.
And so compared to those modern cars, what do you think stands out the most in this car? The raw feel or something else?
I will tell you, this is the first and maybe the last carbureted car I have driven. And the throttle response, if you see, in MPFI cars, the modern cars, you will feel an electronic response. In this car, even the brakes or the accelerator, everything is instant. You can, when you press your throttle, you can feel the carburetor working. That is missing in modern cars. Even the brakes. So these are not power assisted brakes. If you use the brakes, the brake pedal is very hard.
Of course it is.
If you know how to use a car without ABS, then you know how to use a car with ABS, how to use the ABS systems. So the basic driving and the mechanicals, this car is a good learning point to start on.
And I cannot stop smiling when I'm driving this car. जो feel आ रही है, the performance, the easy to drive nature of this car, the go-kart feel, and just the pure nostalgic feel, I think that is something hard to beat.
Indeed.
The Maruti 800 is like the car in India.
Indeed.
So that is why. I think we had a great chat and we have discussed a lot of things. So we are back from a drive in this lovely SB308. बहुत सारी यादें ताज़ा हो गई. So I'll tell you my story now. So my dad was actually a big fan of the 800. So he bought the first SS80. So that was white in color. And that car was bought long before I was born also. So when I was 1 or 2 years old, that was the last time I sat in that car. तो मुझे गाड़ी का number कुछ याद नहीं है. And after that we swapped it for a red 800. The facelift model of this one. With the different grille. So that was BLB 1619. And in that car we used to roam around a lot. Marine Drive and all those places, South Bombay, we used to roam around. After that, it was getting a little old, so we upgraded to another 800. That was MH01P4349, and वो गाड़ी में तो और भी ज़्यादा road trips की. We drove that car for a long time, so we had it from 94 to 2011.
Wow.
That is when we let go of it, and we bought a Chevrolet Spark.
So it was the third 800.
Third 800.
In 10, 15 years.
Yeah. And the third one, so I was in 10th standard when I drove it for the first time.
Oh, wow.
तो मैं ऐसे ही मतलब गाड़ी लेके निकल गया था and I did not know how to drive. YouTube पे वीडियोस, YouTube ही नहीं था तभी, तो गूगल पे देख के
So still nobody knows that you drove.
now everyone knows obviously. जब ये वीडियो आ जाएगी तो सबको पता चलेगा. But yeah, I used to enjoy roaming around that car.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I still regret the fact that we just gave it away because it is impossible to find a similar spec car now. So this just brings back all those memories.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, yeah. So any tips for our viewers who want to buy a similar car?
So if you want to buy a similar car, you should look at tier 2 or tier 3 towns. That's where these cars are still surviving and running. And if you are looking for one of these, again, I'm telling you, go for the MPFI version. But if you have a lot of connect with the carbureted version, you just have to see the first things first is you have to concentrate on the body work. If there is a lot of body work, then there might be a lot of money you will have to invest on. Otherwise, there is nothing very much serious which you have to actually look for. So the only things are, if you go and see a car, you just make a list of parts which you want and then search with your third party vendors or even online, and that's when you will get all the parts.
So thank you so much, Saurabh, for sharing your story with us, and looking forward to meeting you again for the Indica.
Surely.
And thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any memories with the 800, which I'm sure you do, let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Goodbye.